Why, hello everybody, it's Crafty Mama, and I'm here with the Do What You Want collab that's hosted by Tina's Crafty Life. There are 7 total of us in this collab. You can see who the other collaborators are below. And we are going to be doing this every Thursday in the month of March. You can see the dates. And I will be giving away a prize at the end of the 4 weeks. Stay tuned for more on that. Today we're going to do coffee dyeing, and there's a little bonus surprise with some painting also. And what I do is I use 32 ounces, 1 quart of hot water, and I added 5 to 6 teaspoons of instant coffee. You can use tea bags, you can use old coffee that's in your pot, but you would take it and you would put it in your pan, and then I use a sponge brush to kind of paint it on. I let it sit there 5, 10, 15 minutes. I don't bake my papers. It's expensive, takes longer. I have a secret tool, and here it is. I bought a plastic clothes drying rack when my dryer broke about 5-6 years ago, and I turned it into a paper drying rack. Now the bottom was meant for bigger clothes, so what I did was add my own wooden clothespins using those twisty ties, the bread ties, and I put it through the center part of the wooden clothespin that's metal, and then I attached it to the arms on the bottom so I could have more space. Here's what it looks like from the top. But I can dry 24 or more sheets of paper at once, and trust me, this works like a gem. Drying space is always hard to find when you're doing a lot of things that you want to dye and make look vintagey and older. I also used some distress spray in amber and other colors to add a little tint and color to my papers. As you can see here, just giving you a close-up. You can use all different kinds of colors and hang them up to dry. I put papers underneath, which I'll reuse them when they're dry. I won't get even more papers. So that was really neat. It caught the drips and everything. And the paper dried so quick. This is vintage 70s matrix printer paper, which I got for steel a while back. And I'll show you what that looks like. So this is what it looked like before I dyed it. This printer paper has holes on either end. And then I cut the holes off. Here's it lightly dyed. You can see a little tint. Medium dyed, a little grungy, depending on how long you leave your paper in to soak in the coffee or tea mixture. And here's really dark dyed. Then I dyed a stack of just white regular copy paper. I did a lot more than this, but just to show you the difference, on the left is the regular copy paper, on the right is the dyed one. So I went and did some index cards as well. As you can see on the right here is the regular index card, and the left is the dyed and grungier one. Here's some that got even really grungier. Then I did envelopes, and I kind of sprayed a little of the amber spray that I showed you in the beginning on the envelopes too, just to give it a little added touch. And as you can see the difference from the white envelope to the dyed envelope. And you can take the envelopes and you cut them on the diagonal or in half, and they make absolutely perfect pockets in a junk journal for the index cards that I dyed. You just glue the pocket on, stick the index card in, put something on it if you want. Then I did doilies. Here's the white doily, and here's how it came out after I dyed it. And again, it's just to give it that vintagey, older look. It just looks much neater in a journal, a junk journal. And then I did pink ones. All I was trying to do is get it not to be so pink and bright, and it did. It darkened it up a little. Or if I want, I can turn it over, and it looks just like the white one did on the back side. And lastly, here's the watercolored / painted single-sided scrapbook papers. I have a lot of single-sided scrapbook papers. They got a nice print on the front, as you see here. But then on the back, they're hard to use in a journal or a junk journal, whatever you want to say, because they're pretty white, as you can see, and they're plain, and they just don't look good to me in a junk journal. So I took the 12 by 12 papers and cut them in half so they were 6 inches high by 12 inches long, and you can fit them in different sized journals as I'm showing you here. And then I got to work. I pulled out my watercolor paints, which I haven't used in a long time, and I changed the white side of the papers. And here you can see them hanging up drying here, but I'll show you what I did. So I had fun being a little artsy with my watercolors, and I made this one like a muted orange with some greens going through it. So the back side is no longer white. These are the 12 by 12 papers I cut in half. Got a little different, I really was having a good time using all different kinds of colors and trying different things out, different tones, different shapes, different things like that. Now this paper's pretty neat. I was doing like a different array of lines, going all different kinds of ways and different colors. This is like purple with splatters of dark purple. Then on this one, I don't know, I was just going for kind of a wood look with dots. This one's just kind of like a blue. There's even a couple of watermarks on it. This one is kind of citrus colors, and I love the drips that shows on it. This one I got here, I did more of like purple and browns, mixed them together. And this one I got a little crazy on. Yep. I did lines down one side and then turned it and did lines down the other. And hey, I made some index cards to match it, sort of. And I also did the back, of course, because I don't like to leave anything plain. These can be tuck in a journal or whatnot. Speckled the back of that one with all different. Once I got going with the watercolors, you can make yourself any color things using watercolors. $1 of them, $1 for a box of cards and a pack index things. You can have a blast with just some watercolors, index cards, and envelopes. Cost you about $3 in tax. You can make your own colored envelopes. I made a little design on the back of this one for Happy Mail or journals or whatever you want to do. And it was pretty fun, actually. So now I have a bunch of different papers I can use in my journals now, and I'm going to continue to use my nifty drying rack here. Things were drying on the top before I could even finish hanging them on the bottom. That was pretty awesome. I mentioned I have a prize giveaway at the end of my collab. Here are the rules. I will also post these in my comment section. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for stopping by and watching Crafty Mama. Until next time, bye-bye.